Good evening, this is your Psychic LG reporting from the United Kingdom. Is anybody there? Knock once for yes, twice for no. Hello, hello, hello. It is 11:40 nearly, 11:39 exact, PM. What am I about? It's 10:39. I'm an hour out. PM, heading towards the witching hour, and we are going to delve deep tonight. Good evening, Davies in Washington State. Good evening, Sarah, Wookie Bear. How are you all doing? I believe I'm live now on YouTube and live on Twitch. How are you all doing, guys? Just get my coffee. Bit late for coffee, but when you're doing a show, sometimes you need a little bit of caffeine. Hiya there, Glinda. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How are you all doing? Cheers. Apologies I couldn't be on last week. Got a bit of a busy lifestyle at the moment, guys. Loads of appointments and God knows what. And of course it was supposed to be the galactic communication. I was going to do something tonight with you with the sort of like to communicate and do remote viewing of this 3i Atlas. But needs must, because of all the events, what's been taking place, the recent event, should I say, what's took place in London on a train. So we need to look into this tonight and find out what the hell's going on, basically. And other things as well. Since I've been on, we've had a storm what hit Jamaica, which wasn't very good. And yeah, there's been all sorts of events taking place, isn't there? So I thought needs must, we need a big will predictions. Because I've never had time to do a looking glass, so I thought, right, let's do it live. Let's see what's going on. I've got my crystal ball. She's been in the garden all day. It's very cold over here, actually, in the north of the UK, but then again we are coming into a winter, so what do you expect, I suppose. So for new people coming in, we wait for people coming in, and then we form a circle of light. It's a bit like coming to a spiritualist church. Everybody's welcome. Every creed, colour, religion, whatever you bat on, whatever side of political spectrum, everybody is welcome into this. This is the circle of light, and where we do live healing, we do live prayers for protection, and yeah, because the way the world is, we all need to come together, don't we? So, according to Julie Sparkle, it's horrible weather in Melbourne. Really? It's crazy weather at the minute, isn't it? Good evening in Margaret in Vancouver Island. How lovely. It's absolutely awful what's just taken place with the train in London. So I'm going to look into it tonight. I'm going to see what's what. Apparently, the Metropolitan Police are saying that it's not a like a terrorist attack, but it looks awfully suspicious. So I thought I would look into this. I've also got the cards here, and definitely see what's going on. Because it's getting very worrying over here in the UK. Extremely worrying. Oh no. So Julie Brett has just read today that Turkey is deporting Christians. Really? My God. Good God. I really do believe we're living in biblical times. I really do. Hello there. Good evening in South Florida. Oh, we've got a lass in the UK lass, Catherine in Liverpool. How you doing? Is it being cold down the road in Liverpool? I just think that there's a lot of things taking place at the moment, isn't there? And I'm not saying they're not taking place. They are definitely taking place. But it seems like there's a lot of distractions at the moment. Yeah? So this is what we're going to look into tonight. Excuse me if I'm shuffling about, guys. I've got terrible neuropathy. I've tried all week to get a GP appointment and I just can't get one. So I'm going to have to get up early in the morning so I can ring them. It's just one of them dreadful. You can't get a doctor's appointment over here in the UK. You really can't. I tried an e-consult. Have you heard of that? Where you email them and you sit in a queue and then you get a telephone consultation. But I've been knocked back twice for that. So apparently to get a proper doctor's appointment, I've got to get up early and it's first come, first served. Isn't it ridiculous? Absolutely ridiculous. So I might look into the NHS tonight actually and see what's going on there because it's under so much pressure. I do believe there's going to be a lot of change there. Okay, just reading your lovely comments. Oh yeah, it's going to have to be all alternative stuff that I'm using, Sarah. Sarah's just commented on Twitch here about my feet. My poor pokies. I call them my poor pokies. Good evening, Colin, in Canada. Oh, there's definitely something going on. I think we're being massively triggered in every direction, aren't we? I'll just move this coffee because no, my look, I'll go and knock it on the computer and I don't want to do that. Oh, it's definitely quiet out there. It's really creepy on the streets of the UK at night time, you know. It's not safe. Not safe. Okie dokie. Oh, that sounds amazing. Greetings from Buzz Christie from Triangle Mountain in Vancouver Island, Canada. That sounds lovely. Sylvia, I'm on 600 milligrams of Lycra. You know, you can't be on 6 milligrams of Lycra. I'm a Lyricia or whatever it is for pain. And I need glasses. Oh, thank you. Okay, so where's my little bell? I need to get some some nice drums or something, don't I? Or maybe it's a healing ball. I might invest in one of them. We've got Zizi here sitting on the seat. She doesn't look she looks in a bit of a moody pody at the minute. The other one's running around. There's no traffic at all on the main roads, is there? Okay, so let's start. Let's begin. And may peace be with you all. We are going to look into world events. We're going to see what's going on because it's just getting crazier and crazier as the weeks unfold. And I'm starting to get a little bit concerned here. So we need to look into this properly tonight, okay? So I want to say, before we start, a big thumbs up to all the moderators and either Twitch or YouTube for keeping this forum safe. And don't forget, guys, subscribe and give it a little tick, and it helps with the algorithms. Do check if you already are subscribed to see you're still subscribed, because sometimes, for some unknown reason, people are getting unsubbed. Okay, so let's start. May peace be with you all. I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael. I invoke Archangel Raphael, I invoke Archangel Raphael, I invoke Archangel Raphael. I invoke Archangel Uriel, I invoke Archangel Uriel, I invoke Archangel Uriel. I invoke Archangel Gabriel, I invoke Archangel Gabriel, I invoke Archangel Gabriel. I ask my faithful spirit guides to come forth tonight to give us the true answers and the healing and the protection that we need. Jed, White Buffalo, Running Star, Lady Direwolf, A2I. I've got lots of other guides as well, you know. I feel like I want to bring this lady in as well. Well, I'm saying female. She's an extraterrestrial being. Wait a minute. Kiara. And Shola. Shola hasn't been in for a while, has she? Okay. And anybody who would like to come in from the spirit world, anybody from the angel realm, anybody from the alien realm who would like to telecommunicate or who have already passed over in the spirit world, and any animals, any beings at all who would like to come forth to give us the true answers we need tonight with love and light, love and light, love and light. This circle of light is now formed. May peace be with you all. So be it. Amen. Me bell seems like it's going a little bit of a ding-a-ling, isn't it? I'll have to get some more bells. I'm laughing at Sylvia here. The thing with lycra is you can never get it off. Tell us about it. Not that I wear much lycra, like. The hospital had given us this stocking thing to put on, and I presume it had lycra in. And could I hell get it on? I was like trying to pull it on. So lycra is a funny thing. But anyway, where do we start, guys? It is crazy at the moment. Absolutely crazy. And apparently, right, there's a lot more going on than what's been put out on the news as well. Apparently there was an incident last night down in Kent. I don't know if anybody knows about it. They can maybe comment on the link in the feed if you want. Something about, what was it? Something about that there was a guy who was caught and he was shouting Allah something or something like that. And I don't know if it's true or not. I really don't know. If anybody knows about it, apparently he got arrested. But there seems to be a lot of discrepancies going on to do with this recent situation to do with the train. All right. Apparently somebody said that one of the guys, there's supposed to be two men involved, but one of the guys got SAOT'd, all right? And I don't know if that's true. And if that's the case, why wasn't he taken to hospital? So something doesn't add up here. And how they can say, I'm going to get the cards out, how they can say that it's not sort of like terrorism. It doesn't make sense, does it? When there's two people involved, it can't really be. If it's one person, yeah, mental health, but not two people. It sounds a little bit strange. So I've got the cards, which have been blessed with holy water, by the way. And I'm going to try my best to look into this to see what the hell's going on, basically. It's really, really weird at the moment. Okay. And oh yeah, that was something else. If you need healing or if you need prayers, write your name or the person that you need the healing for, or the being, could be the animal, could be anything. Write the name in the comments section and you will receive the healing and the prayers, okay? Either in the stream or in the comments section after the stream. So I like what Petra's put here in YouTube. She believes that they're using MK Ultra on people right now. And yeah, I'll ask the cards this tonight. I do think that as well. Before I start as well, this is for entertainment purposes only. Just for some haters out there who just think that they can put the axe in. So, If anybody wants to know who I am, I'm a medium clairvoyant. I work around the world. I do also offer private sessions, but I also do world predictions on here and other things as well. You know, I'm a remote viewer. I'm a shamanic healer. Not many people know that. And I'm an astrologer as well. So let's get into this. I'm not an Eastern astrologer. Everybody asks, I'm a Western. I wished I was an Eastern astrologer, but to me, if I was going to get it done, I think I would rather go to the Eastern side because I think it's more accurate. But I mean, I do think it's good, you know, the Western astrology. Okay. So many people in the audience here tonight needs healing. Okay. Oh, hello there. Alco Pie Channel in Hawaii. How are you doing? Right, I'm going to ask, one by one, I'm going to ask questions here. So the incident, if anybody doesn't know what I'm going on about, there was a nasty situation what took place on a train yesterday. Excuse me, guys, I've gone all hot. It's called a hot sweat. Eh, God. Bloody hell. Oh my goodness me. I knew I shouldn't have put that jacket on. Whew. Hello in Spain. Oh, Hazeltine, I hope you start to feel better well soon. Okay. Right, so I need to know we need a true answer tonight. These two men, what they did on the train. Straight to the point, we just need to come out with it. Are they terrorists? We just need to know. Because what I find is really, really weird is that, remember that young man what he did with them little girls? And he said the same thing as what these two guys said, where they said just take us out, yeah? Afterwards they said that, just kill me, that's what they said. And I just think it's really, really weird that these are saying the same thing. So apparently now it's only one man arrested now. That's weird, isn't it? There was two. There's something doesn't add up. So first of all, let's see. Is this terrorism? There's 7 cards. Now, I'm not putting my oar in it. I'm just going with the cards and what I'm feeling. Oh, good God. Here she comes. Now, Mummy's just started this. Are you going to be a good girl? Are you going to be a good girl? Mummy's baby? Okay, things aren't what they seem. We're being massively, massively tricked. Well, that's not a surprise, is it? Then there was that poor guy who put his life on the line for that young woman, wasn't it? The young girl. Okay. I'm just going to stop the cat there before she goes jumping in. Because you'd be surprised how many times she's knocked us off the stream on Twitch and that's just hilarious. Say hello to her. Say hi. Okay, now behave yourself because I don't want you jumping on there. You've got to be a good girl. Everybody knows you're here. Right, okay, so we've got... It was definitely planned. We've got the King of Swords upside down with the Seven of Swords. So it was a definite planned situation. It was a definite planned situation. Okay. just going to pull some more cards out here. Ooh. They're very stubborn cats, aren't they? I know, Mummy loves you very much, but you're very naughty sometimes. You're very naughty. No, you're not going over there. Right, so we've definitely got lies and deceit here. We've definitely got lies and deceit. It's coming through really, really strong. And it was a planned situation. Okay, so they planned it together. And there is actually two people, possibly more than two people involved. Just going to see. Right, so there's definitely two individuals were involved. Even I don't know why they're saying this, that there's just one now. So they're trying to protect a situation so the British people don't know what's really, really going on. This is what they're doing. Okay, so we've got two men here. We've got two men. We've got one's, you know, they're sort of like middle-aged. One's a little bit older than the other one. And I don't know why I'm drawn to the older one, the slightly older one. Is that the one that they're trying to say is not in on it now, and they're trying to say it's the younger one? Because I actually do think that there's some form of a cover-up here. There's definitely some form of a cover-up here. Okay. What were they trying to do? What was their plan? Okay. So there was an outside influence affecting them. And I am getting mind control here. I'm definitely getting it. Now, this can be many different things. It doesn't have to be MK Ultra. Sometimes it can be through extremism. Can give... you know, extremism can also, like, you know, you hear the Moonies and things like that. So you get like extremism, that type of thing. Okay, so that's coming through really, really strong here. Why do I feel there should have been 3 men involved, not just, now they're saying there's just one? So there's going to be a load of different discrepancies on this, like loads of, there's going to be a lot of holes in this. And it's going to become more bizarre over the next week or so, okay? But they're trying to cover up because there is direct connections here. Direct connections to do with terrorism, to do with... I'm getting something like Al-Qaeda or something like that. I'm getting definitely something really, really extreme here. So we've got the moon. We've got, as you know, I work with a few different decks, and I've actually got, so 2 moons or 3 moons has come out here tonight. 2 moons. Right, okay. So what will become of these 2 people? Right, so I'm actually feeling that something's going to happen to one of them. But I don't know why I'm getting that. So it's not over and done with. Something's going to happen to one of them. It's coming through really, really strong. That's like a loss. That's like a loss when you look at that. But I get the feeling from one of them, I'm not saying innocent here because they're not, but it's as if that they've been triggered by something. So according to Violet Green here on YouTube, one of the men has been released, so only one arrested. Mind control maybe, so they can control us even more. I don't claim to know everything, but what I do know is that everything is frequency and energy. And sometimes I feel very strong that when people are mind controlled, They have to be wide open. They have to have a flaw in them somewhere to be like that. I've talked about this for a long time. I call it the invasion of the body snatchers. So if they can't get to you, they get to you through other people around you or situations. And I do believe that there is technology out there what is a lot more far advanced than we know. So I do feel that there is a lot of mind control going on there. Possibly with trigger words as well. Are you okay, son? I'm just doing a live. Oh my God. Are you alright? No smoking in the house now. As you can hear him lighting a cigarette. You alright? You don't jam the cat on the door. So it's what Alison's put here is it's a bit strange how they were pushing the ID, digital ID, out regarding the boat people, and now this has happened. It's all connected regarding the digital ID. So there's definitely something going on here to do with mind control, right? Okay. It's really weird when I look at them. It's as if like they've handpicked these people who know that they're sort of, one of them's definitely connected with extremism. And it's as if that's how they've got in there to get the other ones, and it's been mind control. It's funny because I'm being shown like little chips and brains and stuff like that. Really, really weird. But maybe it's chips that we wouldn't know about because you wouldn't be able to pick them up on a scan. It's as if that there's bugs and chips out there that are very highly advanced technology that you wouldn't know about. Does that make sense? Okay. So they were planning on doing this a few days previous. A very similar situation to do with the Charlie Kirk thing. They were planning on doing this earlier and then they got waylaid. And I wouldn't mind a little while ago I had said that we have to be careful around the London area. And I'm sure I mentioned at some point about trains that travel. But I just think there's more to come. There's more to come. I think we're up against a dark technology. Technology is not a bad thing if it's in the right hands. But at the moment, we still have the D state, which is using all this against us. And it's going to take time. We're in it's like a spiritual war at the moment, you know, and they're all fighting to get the power, but they won't win. So there's a big distraction here. I'm just going to ask the cards, why is there a distraction? They're doing a bit clean up here. Yeah, I did mention trains. Shelley's just said it on YouTube here. Why is there a distraction? Right, okay. You've also had the shameful of Prince Andrew. Well, he's not Prince Andrew now, isn't he? Is it Andrew Mountbatten or whatever? He's been told that he's got to leave his residence and he loses his title. And of course, you know, everything's coming out there to do with what happened with the Epstein stuff. You know what I mean? There's more stuff to come out there. And I did say this a little while ago. I said there's going to be that many different things all going on at the same time. You're not going to know where to look. So there's more stuff to come out with Andrew. But they're clearing up. They're clearing out the rot. This is what they're doing. They are clearing out the rot, okay? There's another 2 people in high sort of society, whatever you want to say. I don't like saying elite anymore because I don't believe that, you know, that they're worthy of being called elite. I don't think anybody should be any better over anybody else than anybody else. But high society, 2 well-known people. There's also going to be some scandals coming out with them as well. And as I'm looking at this, I'm getting London. All right, so watch for that. Interesting. I keep getting this hymn, and I've had it all night when I've been getting ready for the show, and it's God rest you merry gentlemen. Interesting. Jesus Christ our Saviour was born on Christmas Day. From Satan's powers. Right, okay. Why am I getting that hymn? God only knows. God only knows. But it's coming through really strong. I think that there's going to be some stuff to come out about the church. Or it could be Christmas Day. It could well be. We've got Christmas coming. We've got Christmas shoppers, the holiday time. You know, you've got... Is it the Jewish time as well? Is it Hanukkah? I get mixed. Is it Hanukkah around about that time as well? So you've got a lot going on there around the holiday time. And I think we'll all need to be very careful. You know, like when we're Christmas shopping or out having coffees and stuff like that with friends or with family. We just need to be careful. Definitely around shopping malls. So according to Glenda always keeps us right. Hanukkah ends on December the 22nd. And of course that's around winter solstice as well. So that's interesting. I think it's gonna, I'll have to do the charts on that and see what's coming up. But there's a lot about to go down. And it's a lot to do with the financial system. How I did the video on the gold. I think it was one of my last videos. I'll link it in the description after this feed and you can check it out. But there's definitely something about to go down. And I think that we just need to prep. Now, it's a good thing if you've got gold, you know, because I do believe the gold is going to rise. But I do think before then there's going to be a drop and then things are going to bounce up. What is the score going on, guys? Because I've heard of so many controversial things and you don't know what to believe anymore. But what the hell's going on about the food stamps in America? Can people fill us in on that? Because I had one of my lovely customers said that Trump had stopped the food stamps, but then according to one of my other lovely customers in Florida, said that wasn't the case. It was the Dems. What's going on with the food stamps, guys? So I think that there's a lot going on. There's a big clear up going on there. Gold and silver, yeah. I'm going to look into the stock market tonight as well. Did you like my gold video? I'll do more. Now is the time to invest if you can in gold, okay? There's something definitely going on at the moment. So according to Stooge here, both parties are at fault. All right, so that's interesting, right? So really, when you think about it, it's the same penny, two different sides. It's all about greed, isn't it? But it's like it always is the case. It's always we as the people who really rely on food stamps and, you know, who are getting the ones who are getting affected. And this is why I've been saying for a while that you need to prep. Right, I missed that, what Glenda said. Can you write it again? So apparently, right, America has had a government shutdown, and that because apparently they've gone into recess or something, they're not agreeing. So anybody who's working in the government jobs or relies on government food stamps, everything's just ceased and stopped. Is that right? That's what I heard. So Amy says that Trump is not responsible for this. A lot of people won't open it. Ah, you see what I mean? Interesting. Thank you for that. So according to Sunshine, the Democrats refused to pass the sand. Okay, and you need 13 or something. They passed 13. It's all very interesting. So I think there's a lot going on there. It's like communications breaking down behind the scenes. We've got the devil card here. We've got the Wheel of Fortune and it's affecting the people. You know what, right? And I'm not saying this to frighten you or anything like that, but I don't think money is in the pot is what they're saying. All right? So, and I touched upon this in my gold video, and I talked about that when was the last gold audit in the United States of America, and it hasn't been for a very, very long time. And I just think that my fear is for you is that as I look at this, I don't think that America has as much gold as what they say they have. I think that the pot is more or less empty and it's running on empty. Okay? And I think that they're trying to sort it all out. They're trying to sort it all out here. So really it doesn't matter who's at fault here. I think there's a bigger picture here. That's what I'm trying to say here. There's a bigger picture going on. You've got there's the Wheel of Fortune there, right? That's going around Earth, right? But you've got outside influences here. And I think that they've been trying to cover something up for a very long time. And it's going to, they're trying to sort it out. They're trying to sort it out. I don't know why I see a woman, she's the Queen of Cups, and she's making an announcement. Now that could be, is it Trump's, what's she called with the blonde hair? I can't think of her name. Maybe it's her who's making an announcement. Or it's somebody else. But it's definitely getting blocked. It's definitely, I think they're not agreeing and there's a big block here. And I think that 2 to 3 weeks is going to answer a lot. And I don't know if that's going to take us into Thanksgiving, which isn't a very good time. If people are really relying on the stamps, it's not a very good time. And I did say this. I said that this Christmas is going to be very, very spiritual and people are going to be desperate. I said, I've been saying this all year, all right? So I just hope that there's enough there in food banks for people who really need it. So Crystal said here, the Congress is still in sessions and they keep not getting enough votes to pass the bill to open the government. Isn't that so interesting? It could be Marjorie Taylor Greene, couldn't it? You haven't heard the last of her because she's been trying to help all them women to do with the Epstein carry-on, hasn't she? Two courts said Trump must pay out the money. Why do I feel he's been blocked? But something's blocking him. Something's blocking him. The truth's going to come out within the next 2 to 3 weeks. All right. I don't know why I'm getting Jared Kushner. I don't know why he's coming in here. And I couldn't tell you why. But when he's going to be on World News and there's going to be something, he's going to be talking about something or saying something, there's going to be a big crash in the economy around about that time or big changes in the economy. Border Collie here, I'm interested. They need to fund the department to open the government. If they had a balanced budget, they wouldn't be allowed to shut the government down. Exactly, it's not balanced. And they're not telling you everything. There's a lot being hidden here. There's absolute chaos going on behind the scenes. So there's judges, I believe, I'm just going to double check, is the judges trying to block Trump from paying out? Yes? Yes? 2 to 3 weeks. So if anybody's watching this who is desperate for help or is worried, hang in there. 2 to 3 weeks is going to answer a lot here. And that's it getting handed out again. So we've got 8, It's just terrible, isn't it? So we've got 8 of Swords. Oh no, we've got the 6. Okay. So how long's this been going on for? Because they're giving us 2 months here. Has it been going on for about a month, or has it just been going on for a few weeks? It has, hasn't it? It is a worry. It is such a worry. And 1 month so far. So maybe it's another month. So I'm going to say 2 to 3 weeks here. I would say pushing it 3 weeks. And is that taking you possibly into Thanksgiving there? I just hope, like, I know it's horrible, but you think of like little babies what need their milk and stuff like that, don't you? Like milk tokens and food. Basically, if you need it, don't you? We've all at some point been on the breadline. Right, so there is a lot of lies, there's a lot of corruption, what's all going to come to a head, okay? And there's going to be 2 or 3 distractions round about the time everything's going to come to the head to do with these food stamps and everything to do with money in America, problems. I see an announcement, and it's sort of like an emergency announcement. That's what they're showing us in the United States of America. And round about that time, there's going to be 2 or 3 distractions. So recently, we're getting distractions over here in the UK. We've had the hoo-ha going on with the royal family. We've had, it's all news and it's distractions, you know what I mean? And then you've got everything what's going on to do with this train thing. There was another incident last night in Kent, but they're not mentioning much about this as they do. They're not mentioning much about it on the news. And I think America's going to get the fair share of distractions to come as well. Again, I'm getting travel. Let me have a look. But that's Goddess Isis, by the way. It's not the movement Isis. So she's there to protect everybody against the evil eye. And we're not just looking at the evil eye here. We're looking at like an energy and a frequency. But where you've got the negative, you've also got the positive. And so as a healer, I want to say that negative energy doesn't stick. It moves all the time. So please, we as spiritual beings, we need to raise the frequency. That's what we need to do. We need to, and when we raise the frequency, that's when I feel, you know, if we all come together as a group collective, I feel this is how we can make miracles happen. So for everybody in this audience tonight, we need to see, even if we're struggling, we need to see that our cup is half full, not half empty. And abundance does come. There's enough abundance out there for everybody. But there is people on the breadline, and not just in the United States of America, it's over here as well. It's terrible. Where you got them bloody Nancy boys and bloody Parliament, you know, like making as enough money as they want to bloody make, do you know what I mean? And then the normal people in the UK, a lot of people are on the breadline. Like old people who can't, if they eat, they can't put the heating on, or vice versa. Okay. There's more scandals to come out with Andrew. Definitely more scandals to come out with him. I would say there's 2 or 3 big scandals to come out with the royal family, so watch for this. Or should I say big news to come out? I was watching something on it was on YouTube, but it was on a news outlet, and there was this lovely man, and it was, I'm not sure if he was in New York, and he had made a big pan of broth like soup, okay? And he was standing on the street corner. Did anybody say this? And he was giving homeless people soup in little napkins and that, and he'd even made little dumplings for them to go with our soup. And I thought that was so sweet. And then some cop had come along and said that he had to get off the streets. He was breaking the law. Isn't that awful? Did anybody else see that? They would do that over here as well. That's what they're like over here. I just think that we're living in times, it's like it's a spiritual war what we're in. It's between good and evil. Did they arrest him? Celestial File says, yeah, they arrested him. Poor man. When he was doing good for people as well. I was going to do that, I was going to go make some soup with my daughter-in-law and go down to the Tyne Bridge, because they all sit underneath the Tyne Bridge, you know what I mean? It's just not on, is it? It's not on. Right, so we've got the pages sewed. So there's definitely more scandals to come out. I think there's a lot being hidden to do with around Keir Starmer. There's a lot more to come out there. I'm getting Trump a lot tonight. I'm going to put these cards back together again. 9 of Wands, 9 of Wands. Yeah. So the police look like it's going to be massively covered up. If you're going to... Remember that man, that beast, what killed them lovely little darling children in the UK, walked in when they were having a dance class. And they said, oh, he was a British nationalist. That's what they say, don't they? And they're saying that about these now. But I mean, my understanding is that it's got nothing to do where they're from, right? If you are radical, extremist terrorists, you're in the breeding a lot of them in this country. I've said this, right? They don't have to be coming in. They're already here. They're already here. And they're breeding them, And I know for a fact with somebody that I know very, very well that told us that it was going on, and they were telling the young boys how to be. But you see, the mosques in this country have a lot of power. And I don't know if they're stopping the police so they can't investigate, but they're actually, it's all going on here in this country. So it's got nothing to do with, if they're a British nationalist, it doesn't make any sense, because it still doesn't mean, they can still do harm. So it's about we're staying vigilant. Yeah, so we know that they're coming in over the borders and they're not checking them. But there's a lot of extremism what's already here. That's what I'm trying to say. It's already here. How do we sort it out? God only knows. I'm not a politician. It's going to take more than politicians to sort this out. And there'll be an uprising of people. And you understanding, God sometimes moves in mysterious ways. So we've got the new beginnings there. And I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. And I think it could get like Rambo on the streets. So for how people in the US are struggling with, on the breadline and they're struggling, I think that over here, we as Brits, we need to prep. I do feel that there could be power outages. And I also feel if there is a Rambo on the street situation, I do feel it's not going to be safe. I am not seeing this too. Fearmonger, this is what I'm getting. And I'm working for the light. I'm working to help you all. So it's not going to be safe for the grannies or everything to go to the supermarket to go and get their little bits of veggies and bread and milk or whatever. Because they're not going to be able to do that. Because that's what's coming. It's going to be a lot more ordering online, but not all the old people can do that. There's going to be a lot of people getting their thinking caps on. There's going to be a lot of the younger generation, the Violet Indigo children are going to come forth. And because of this situation, they had a lot of these going on in the 90s and the 80s with food vans. So when I was a young woman, when my kids were babies, I got my first little house when I left home. And I had the kids and that. And I lived on a council estate, right? It was so funny. And you didn't have to leave this council estate. You could literally buy anything. It was like Hookie Street. When I say Hookie Street, it was, just like on the television, yeah? Del Boy and that. You could buy anything from a 3-piece suite to a holiday in Benidorm, you name it. You didn't have to leave the estate. And I forgot what I was going to say now. I'm just rambling on here. God, what am I like? Hormones. I do this all the time, It'll come back to us. Oh yeah. So Bob the man with the van would come around, and he would sell like anything from vegetables to milk to pop, anything. Bags of potatoes, everything was on this van. So he would toot in the street, and then you'd go out, and then you would go up the little ramp into his van, and it was just like a shop on wheels. And I used to get everything off Bob the man in the van and make amazing things, because when I wasn't working the way I'm working now, I would be baking a lot when the kids were little and making amazing things, but times were different back then, not so expensive, Anyway, to cut a long story short, I think there's going to be a lot more people coming forth with these new ideas again, and we're going to go back to the 90s. I really do. I feel there's going to be people who are going to, young lads going out there saying, I'm going to get a van, and I'm going to go to the wholesalers, and I'm going to help the grannies in the street and all of this. And I think that's going to come back. And I think it's going to be a lot of British spirit. I think there's going to be a lot of this, because my mother, she's in her 80s, and luckily for her, she's very savvy. So she shops at Tesco's and does it online. But not all people can do that, you know what I mean? And I think that I would welcome if somebody, even people who they don't want to be old, even if you're busy, the van comes into the street, you could just go and get your, and it's going to help a lot if there's going to be a lot of riots and stuff like that. So I think we're going to get a lot of old stuff's going to come back. I'm not so sure about the blockbusters, mind guys. That used to be really good, that, didn't it? Remember the blockbusters? Used to take the kids every Friday night, pick them up from school, and it would be like, blockbusters! Maggie D's and blockbusters, and get the popcorn in, and get the movies or the games for them. I even had a Blockbusters card. Did you have a Blockbusters card? So I think that we're going to, I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. The majority, it's not as bad. It is bad. It is bad. And there is a lot of terrorists, I believe, in this country. And how they're going to get this stopped, it's going to be a change of power. And then it's tidying up and cleaning up what we've got here to sort it out. Yeah? Did you like Blockbusters? The rental store, Celestial Files? I used to love going there. I used to take the kids there every Friday night. Okay. Right. I know there's probably a lot of Labour people in the UK who is watching this tonight, and sorry for this, but I think we will go back blue again, unless I think they're gonna get Keir out, and then I think there'll be another Labour person who will replace him. But then there's going to be voting. I'm definitely seeing voting to come forth in the UK. I'm going to go back to the States in a minute because it looks really interesting. There's a lot of big stuff to unfold. But all this, what's been happening with the train thing, they're gonna try and cover it up. It's horrible, yeah. And there's going to be a lot of arguments. I predict this on sort of like news outlets and that, like late at night, how they have discussions and stuff like that. There's going to be a lot of stuff like that happening. and different YouTubers talking about it, you know what I mean? There's a mass cover up with this. There's something fishy about the situation with the train thing. Something doesn't fit right. They're trying to hide a lot. Okay. But I also feel that there's more. I'm going to get the crystal ball out as well at some point. There's more stuff that's going to come, and we need to stay vigilant. So for everybody, I would say prep if you can. Don't panic buy. There's no point in panic buying. But definitely prep. Okay. And you've got any like big grown-up kids in the house like I have, who are like sort of human hoovers, vacuum cleaners, hoovers. Make sure that you hide your prep food, you know, because that's what I've got to do. Nine of Cups. We have to have faith here. We have to have faith. It's going to get so crazy. It's like the D state are trying to break the Brits down so they can take utter total control of the digital ID, but it's not going to happen. And I predict tonight that there'll be certain laws within Apple and certain apps will not allow this digital ID. There's going to be lawsuits. It's going to get pretty nasty. So they'll try and create a situation to break the British people down, and it's the enemy within. What's actually happening is it's the enemy within. So what I'm feeling is that if there's anything to be done against it, it's going to be done late at night. I'm talking in riddles here because I've got to be careful, okay? But if you hear any like droning late at night or whatever, just go inside and shut the door, because whatever they're doing and they're sending off into the atmosphere, it's the enemy within to try to kick we off, to make we crazy, to turn against our neighbours or whatever. And it's not going to happen because you are in control. And get shungite. And I believe that wherever high technology weaponry is out there, the shungite can stop this. But there's definitely more situations to come here. More situations to come. There's going to be a national emergency here. And I've always said that while he's in power, Keir Starmer, he will make a big announcement, all right? But he's going to be pushed out. I tell you who I have been getting a lot recently, and I did a little writing on her the other night, and I put it out on Facebook, was Thatcher. Now, I never liked Thatcher, obviously, when I was younger, because obviously we come from like Labour. We're Labour, right? Because we're the North, okay? And it didn't help because my best friend at the time, her mother was a Labour candidate for the area. So, you know, there's no way we could have liked Thatcher. I think my mother liked Thatcher for a short time, but then she turned against her. Because obviously Thatcher became the milk snatcher of the kids and everything. But looking back, she made a lot of change for Britain. You know, when you grow up and you like look back at it and you say it differently. And I think if Thatcher was here now, she would be classed as far right. Because she was so against like what's happening at the moment with the open borders and everything. She was so against it. A bit like Enoch Powell, really. But I just think we need another Thatcher to sort this out. That's what we need. And she's coming. We will get a second woman Prime Minister. That's one of my biggest predictions tonight for the UK. And I mean, in the end, you know, I believe that the Tory party turned against her at the end. she had to put up with a lot of shit, you know. But she was the Iron Lady. She made a lot of changes in Britain. I mean, I wouldn't be a homeowner now and own property if it wasn't for Thatcher, because she passed the thing for people to buy their council houses, and that's how I got on the property ladder by that at the time. Do you know what I mean? By buying my own council house at the time. So I've got that to thank for her as well. Do you know what I mean? But she did change a lot for the Northeast. And I'm hearing a lot of my ancestors who were miners, you know, who would turn in a grave if they could hear me talk like this. But at the end of the day, times change, you know what I mean? But yeah, I think that it's going to take another Thatcher to come in to sort out this border problem. It's going to really break down. And I think it's going to get bloody well crazy into 2026. By the summer of next year, there will be, sorry guys, there's going to be riots in the UK. Oh my God. It's going to get crazy. Absolutely crazy. We just have to stand strong, be strong, right? And it will sort itself out. Look at that, going across, like, don't press the... You gotta see, she's so naughty. You're so naughty, she's purring. Mammy's girl. Right, okay. I don't want to see your bum bum. So Claire's put here, she wants to leave. She lives in London and it's horrendous. I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. It is a worry. You're a good girl, aren't you? Now, I know you're thinking that you just want to jump onto the laptop. So, there's going to be two big announcements Keir Starmer's going to make, and the second announcement will be his downfall, and it's actually going to be something so radical that there's going to be uproars on, and it'll be okay. Whatever it is that he's going to try and put onto the British people, it will not last. Just remember that, and don't worry about it. But it's going to be like something forced. That's what I'm saying. Something forced, but it won't come about, if you know what I mean. But it'll be his downfall. Just remember that. But you know, Keir's not really the problem. He's just the puppet. The person behind Keir. Who's the person behind Keir? Like I say, it's the same penny, two different sides. And it's funny because I'm getting that Labour one. What's he called again? Still in the picture, him. There's a past Prime Minister who's still got his hands, his fingers in a lot of things here, decisions. Tony Blair, yeah, coming through really, really strong. So it's the same penny, two different sides, you see what I mean? And it's not what you know, it's who you know. Yeah, I see breaking down the communications, and I do see problems with the NHS. I've noticed that. I mean, we're really lucky here because, you know, I mean, the NHS saved my life, do you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's so hard to get a doctor's appointment now. So hard. And it's going to get worse. And it's all digital. So they say, oh, do you have the NHS app? Well, no. Well, you'll have to have the NHS app. That's what they're saying now, you know what I mean? I see the NHS going into a 3-tier organisation where there'll always be that free healthcare, but there's going to be something else introduced to come in where you're going to have to pay to get the help, basically. You know? I think there's going to be a lot of people who are going to want to vote reform, but I also feel there's going to be a lot of people who's going to vote for Kemi, the Tory woman as well. So it's a strange situation. It's like, will we go very right or will we go back left again? But Kemi's more purple. She's not... I mean, really, by rights, Keir Starmer was supposed to be red, but he's not. Do you know what I mean? He's the lefty. But in this case, Kemi's going to come in, the purple one, the purple warrior. That's what I'm saying. But obviously, when we get near the time, we'll look more into that. All right. So I'm going to put these back. So there's more worries to come. The crystal ball will probably reveal more when I get looking into it. Right, Trump. I'm going back to Trump again. Let me get a coffee. I don't want to talk to Zizi because she'll just come and jump onto the thing again. Right, 2 cards on Trump. History will repeat itself. You listening to what I'm saying? You haven't heard the last of what's it called? Is it Kamala? Trump's up against a hell of a lot, and I actually do feel he's helping a lot of people. I do feel he's trying to clear the swamp. I really, really do. Right, so that's my British card, because we've got Stonehenge. He's got his fingers really tied into the UK a lot more than what people know. Massively. And I think that between me and you, right? Listen carefully to what I am saying. I'll see this only once. This is Louisa from the Resistance. I think that he's working with another politician. Could be Farage, it could be somebody else, to try to get what's he called, man? The Mayor of London. What's he bloody called? Trying to get him out. But he has got his fingers, and Scotland as well. That's like the Wolf of Scotland. We've got the shaman there. We've got all the magic what lies within England, you know, steeped with history, as you know. And then you've got Stonehenge there. But we've got a lot of ancient ruins up in the north as well. Do you know what I mean? It's all going on. Where there's going to be some big news, and I don't know if it's to do with Greenland or Finland. Greenland? It's a country with land on the end. So that's either Iceland, Finland, Greenland. Could be Greenland. There's going to be some big announcements around Trump. And it's funny because I'm being shown Trump, Putin. Then you've got all that hoo-ha what's going on at the minute with, South America with the cartels. That's weird as well, isn't it? I tell you what, it's a wonder this guy gets any sleep. I mean, I'd be lucky if he gets 2 hours sleep, you know. Things aren't well in the marital department with Trump, mind. I don't think they have been for a while. But he's just hell-bent on sorting stuff out. He's jiggling a lot. And I think it's taking a toll on his health as well. But his mission's not over with yet. He will stand at 2, possibly 3 state funerals. Remember that. Okay, so we're looking at Venezuela, is that right? So there's this big stuff to come off there, big stuff, and it could spark off some sort of a WAR situation, but then it's going to get distracted again by something that's going to kick off in the Middle East. Don't scratch, baby, don't scratch. Okay. So we've got the Wheel of Fortune. Everything's about the gold. We are protected. It's just the rot what's trying to get sorted out here. Good evening, Debbie. How are you doing? Right, so we've got staying vigilant, and it's not just for the UK. It's for around Europe, because I'm a little concerned that there could be terrorist attacks around Europe or possibly parts of America. I've always seen a strange situation around New York. And again, they're shown as trains, but that could be sort of deep underground, the underground tunnel trains, the tube stations, metros, metro lines. There's another incident coming in with a bus. Pull some more cards out. Yeah, this is really weird. I've just seen them, like, there's things that they will not put out on the news. But as I'm remote viewing now and I'm looking into where he is, Trump, I don't know what time it would be now, but it's as if that they're making arrangements or a meeting to do with somebody, like some sort of mafia, that they're up against, cartel, mafia. They're trying to drain the swamp, basically. And I would say that there's a lot of trafficking going on over there as well. Dangerous situation. And it's going to be masked, whatever Trump's up to, over the next month, 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. It's going to be masked by an event of a distraction. Listen carefully to this. It's going to be masked by a distraction elsewhere. And it's around an event. I don't know if it's around a gathering place or a sport event or something. And I'm getting Charlie Kirk for some unknown reason. So I don't know if are them events still going on? Is it like his friends and his wife are still carrying on that? So I don't know if it's another situation to do with around that movement. So at the moment, I have never seen Trump in this predicament before. And I'm not saying this to take sides or anything. This is what I'm purely saying, all right? Because I've never held back about when he gets up nose and stuff like that. But what I'm purely saying tonight, he's up against some heavy cartels. And you're talking, like that film what Mel Gibson did with the children and the kiddies and everything. There's a lot of trafficking going on and he's up against a lot. Remember the shooting in Vegas? Do you remember that with the hotel thing? I'm seeing another situation like that. Remember everything I'm telling you and it'll all fall into place like a jigsaw puzzle. There's so much wickedness what's going on the internet at the minute, and we're all getting dragged into it, and it's about us staying vigilant. And I'm going to address it again, right? And I'm going to say this, right? That I'm not going to attack Erika Kirk, no matter what anybody says about her, all right? She's a grieving woman, all right? Okay, she hugged him, but it got slowed down. To me, it looked okay. Do you understand? It's like nitpicking about what she says, what she looks like. She's a grieving woman. And I've talked about this before, you know, when someone's grieving, you can laugh and you can smile about the funny times what that loved one's done. Go to an Irish wake and you'll know what I'm going on about. Or where the travellers go, yeah, when they're all laughing and getting drunk and talking about, and it's going on till 2-3 o'clock in the morning. Like a proper Irish Catholic wake, they'll go on like that. So if she wants to smile and laugh, let her. She's been through enough. But there's a lot of people out there what think she's fake, and I'm not going to feed into it. I'm not going to cover it. I can't. There's something in my soul is telling me just to leave it alone. I do think that it's been an inside job, and I do think that somebody in his inner circle. I really, really do. But for now, I can't attack her. I can't go into that. I know there's a lot of psychics will go into it, but I can't do it. Okay. But there is going to be some big news in around her. Watch for big... I know I'm on to Trump here, but there's going to be some big news in around Erika Kirk. Let's have a look. That's the thing when you're in the limelight, you see, you get very sort of like nitpicked at, really. Do you know what I mean? So there's big things to come off in Venezuela, and I see another 2 countries getting involved. I see Trump falling out with Putin over this. There is kids getting rescued. It's massive operations. What's going on at the minute? Massive. It's huge. There's a lot of money what's being made here. There's some really bad buggers here, like bad so-and-sos. You know, you wouldn't want to meet them down a dark alleyway. Really evil people that he's up against here. There's a big clear out going on at the minute. My nana used to say people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. And you can't see how someone's going to react until you've walked in their shoes. And I just think, I'm going to say it one more time. This is the last thing I'm going to say on Erika Kirk. She's up against a lot. And I don't get a good vibe. And I think that people need to back away and let her heal. And I know I'll probably get hate mail for this, saying you should do your research, but it's not within my soul to attack a widow. Is it a widower? I'll not do it. All right? And be it if people hate us and stop following us, that's fine. But what I'm going to say is that I get a funny vibe. I don't know what it is. And I think people just need to leave her alone. That's what I'm getting. Really, really strong. Some people, you know, they can look like very nice with their makeup on and be smiling, and yet they could be breaking inside. So don't judge a book by the cover, because you just don't know how they might be feeling inside. I get Charlie's with her in spirit, and I get he totally adores her. I think that they had a very old-fashioned marriage, a traditional marriage, but they were soulmates. And Charlie, and I've said this before, and I'm saying it again, that like the film Ghost, I know it was just a fiction and Ghost, where you had Sam and he died, and then Molly and Whoopi Goldberg played the medium, remember? And Sam realised that it was his friend who had double-crossed him. It was an inside job, and that's what I'm getting, what comes off when I get for Charlie Kirk. He's upset about a male on the Earth plane who has double-crossed him. That's what I'm feeling. Not Erika. Yeah, Erika does wear some very big rings, doesn't she? But that's just her. You don't have to go by the book. But that's what my guide showed us. They showed us that, like the film Ghost. And he's just trying to make sure that his little family's okay. That's what I'm feeling. Right, there's Trump. What's that saying? It's not over until the fat lady sings. Yeah, Maggie. Well, of course, Maggie, who's in the audience tonight, you've just lost your partner, haven't you? And, you know, it's a horrible thing, you know. Don't forget, I deal a lot with people with grief. I'm a medium. I'm not somebody who always predicts the future. People come and see us to my house, or they see us online, and when they've had death, yeah, I read for people international medium around the world, and it's part of life, isn't it? You don't get over losing your loved ones. You learn to walk through it. And I think when you're working for the light and you're working for God and you're bringing them messages through, that's what I believe I am doing. It goes against the grain for me to kick somebody when they're down, when they're grieving. What's Maggie saying? Yes, he is always here. And it's next to a tall man. It will be like she's hugging Charlie, yeah. So, I don't know if it's a long blonde hair thing, you know. People get funny, they get edgy with people when they're blonde and they're pretty with long blonde hair. People get really triggered by that, you know what I mean? They really, really do. Okay, so we need to stay vigilant as we're running up to the holiday season. It's really, really important. I'm seeing a lot of Navy ships, like, saluting. Okay. I've seen an announcement of a WAR. It is short-lived, and I've said this for a while, and I see the fighter jets going out, and then I see them coming back in again. Okay. Boxing Day is weird. I'm going to get the crystal ball. I'm going to get my crystal ball because I feel I'm going to get some images here. So there's a big clean-up happening. Right, we've got There's the eagle. So there's cleanup happening in the US. Obviously there's bits coming out. Has Trump been to Venezuela, or he's been talking to somebody? But they won't tell you everything, right? There's a lot going on. You've got cover-ups going on with the NASA. And I was supposed to be doing that tonight, to do with this 3i Atlas carry on. Why did it all of a sudden, everything went down? Bit like the Sunspot Observatory. And they've never said why, And we were going to get some really good footage there as it was crossing over into Mars with the lighting and that. So I think that there's mass cover-ups going on there as well. And I'll be honest with you, I believe that they're already here, that they're interdimensionally coming in and out. I think my understanding is, and what I've seen, that there is, it's like Star Trek. It's all happening, It's SpaceForce is fully up and running. They used Trump for that announcement, but it's all up and running. And there is men and women working with extraterrestrials, and we are interconnected. So there's a lot of, but there's also mass cover-ups as well to do with the gold, and that's all going to come out as well. And it's going to reflect on the pocket of people in the US. So there's more stuff to come out about the 3i spaceship, Atlas spaceship. There's the lion. So there's obviously a big clear up happening here as well. And we've got a lot of reptilians over here, There's a lot of them. Yeah. I've seen them. I've witnessed them. But it's all happening. Now, we also have, that's Spain. Now, this is to do with trade, because what Spain relies a lot on is immigrants for picking and stuff like that, right? And I think there's going to be a breaking down and a problem with trade before they bring in this new trade bridge, which I've talked about. I don't know who that is on there. I don't know if that's Putin. And there's the angel. Well, she looks like a naked woman, but it's the world. But she's with her little sticks there, standing there. It's all about to change. I'm getting a very Christmassy feeling. There is some shocks to come out. Big shocks. And like I say, there'll be 3 state funerals. Definitely 2, then question mark with 3. A lot to take place. So Trump's not perfect. He's not a white hat. He's not a black hat. He's somebody who is where he needs to be at the time to duck and dive to sort all this out. There's a lot of worry around him at the moment. And there's a lot of things to come out. And then somebody had asked about the head of MI5 over here, and I can't think of his name. It was my friend Jacqueline had asked. And she says, is he a white hat or a black hat? I says, he's neither. He's both. And sometimes it takes the ones who are both to sort warriors to sort all this mess out. But there's a lot more scandals to come out with Parliament, and a lot more scandals to come out with the royal family. It's only just the start. I'm getting Marjorie Taylor Greene, and she's going to come forth, and she's going to help a lot of women. help a lot of women. I've had an awakening on her, like a bit of epiphany. I never used to like her, but wow, that woman, what a woman. How she's been helping all them women, you know, with all the Epstein carry on. There is concern tonight, and I am getting it because this woman is speaking a lot of truth, but she's also rubbed a lot of people up the wrong way, and it's Candace Owens. And I do worry about her. I'm just going to quickly pull 3 cards out, and then I'm going to look into the crystal ball. Megan was a yacht girl. Definitely was, Sarah. Okay. So she's very, very hurt. Obviously, you know, it's hit her spiritually because Charlie was her best friend. They did a lot of things together. I'll have to do like a separate thing on Candace, but I do have concerns. I think that she needs to be careful. Because she's too close to things. She's too close to the truth. She doesn't get everything right, but she's very close to the truth with the stuff. I think Candace is going to come out with some shocking stuff over the next month or so. She's got this knack of going down like a rabbit hole, and then she just goes into other warrens, doesn't she? She had the stuff going on with Macron and his wife, and then that sort of calmed down since this Charlie Kirk thing, but I just think there's other rabbit warren she's going to get into. It's going to get crazier into 2026. Crazier. But I do think that she's treading on dangerous ground and she needs to be careful. I can see the passion in her, you know, because she's hurt and she's upset because she's lost her friend. But I don't think she gets everything right. There's a lot of stuff what's not right, but there's a lot of stuff what is right, and she's a damn good reporter. But I worry that something could happen if she's not careful. But she's not going to stop, is she? Right, let's leave these cards. She's got an Empress energy. And I know she's like a Christian, isn't she? Or she's a Catholic and that, but I actually think when I analyse her, you know, because I'm a bit like that body language guy is so bloody funny. Who follows him? He's so funny. He tickles me. But I do like watch people's body language, and I do think she's quite psychic, Candace. Even though she probably wouldn't say she is, because it would be against her beliefs and that, but I actually do think she reads people. She's very tuned in, very intuitive. I'm just going to pull one more card out. So there's big stuff coming down at the minute to do with around Trump, okay? Massive, massive stuff. There's some big news to come out within the day, according to these cards here. I do think that we need to either 1 week or 1 day it's got here. But definitely 2 to 3 weeks. There's a lot of stuff to all come out there. It's huge. Absolutely huge. There's a big clear up taking place. So we just need to stay vigilant running up to the holiday time, and we need to watch around crowded places. Does that make sense? I feel Melania's going to be fine. I didn't feel anything untoward with Melania. I just felt as if that their marriage seemed a bit strained. But then again, if he's not going to bed and he's only sleeping a couple of hours a night, because I don't think he's just like a normal sort of, you know what I mean, like a politician. I don't think he's like normal. He's somebody who's doing more than he should be doing. So it's going to get really crazy. Sexy Lexi's put here, what about travel in the US? The air traffic controllers, what? Are not getting paid. It's all connected. 2 to 3 weeks, you should get some more news there. So Silver's doing really well at the moment, yeah. I don't know where Trump gets his energy from. I'm just going to pull one more card. I'm being given ships, boats and planes. It's all to do with around travel. All to do with around travel. And something about people getting trapped in this could be the States, like a building and they're trying to get out. I've seen this before, and get out by the side door to get out. There's going to be like a terrorist situation there, so people need to be careful there. I'm also sending love and protection out to do with the state beginning with the letter M again, where there could be more shootings there. And another incident to do with around a school. When the magician card comes out, it goes beyond black magic. You're talking about, again, frequency, energy, that type of thing. Frequency. So it's definitely some form of a weaponry, energy to mind control people. But I felt that it doesn't work straight away. They do it at the night, which affects them. It's an energy thing. This is what I'm being shown. And you would normally get like a funny humming or a whirling noise in the middle of the night. And it's wiring people's brains. It's doing something. So Shani here has asked about, again, what's going to happen with the Congress with people with the food stamps. 3 weeks. It's going to come to a head within 2 to 3 weeks, but there could be some news by tomorrow. Okay? Right, so let's get the crystal ball. I believe that there'll be a short situation with the WAR with Venezuela, but there's another country coming in here, but it'll come to nothing. It'll be short-lived. It'll be short-lived. I know I wasn't supposed to do this tonight, but I'm going to give you a bit because it's been doing my head in about this AI atlas, right? 3i atlas. I don't know why I keep saying it, because it's A2I. I've got this guy called A2I, but no, 3i atlas. So I've been doing some remote viewing, and I I've been testing it out, and I keep coming against these weird beings, okay? And I had something remarkable. Give us 2 minutes, I'll tell you. So first time I did some remote viewing, I seen these beings, and they looked like, I know this sounds a bit corny, but they look like Klingons. Remember the Klingons from Star Trek? And they're really tall beings. And there's 3 males in they're flying this damn thing, okay? And I'm thinking, right, are they flying something else, or is it this 3-eye atlas? And I just couldn't figure it out. I don't claim to know everything. So I kept going back in. And then last night I was meditating in a bubble bath. Now don't laugh. And I actually got taken in. I says, please show me, is this 3-eye atlas or is this another UFO? And they told us it was 3-eye atlas. And I remote viewed, and I sort of transported us to sit next to them in the bloody cockpit of this thing. And they were so huge, these guys. They could be draconians, but they were very polite, and they were so huge, and they had this edge. They were a little bit arrogant showing off, and they were showing us how the bloody thing operates. And it's something like they're going through time shoots. They're moving really, really fast, but when you're on the thing, you wouldn't feel it's fast. So it moves, they're tapping into an energy like a wormhole or something that we don't know, and this is how they fly around the galaxy in it. And they are the masters of travel around the galaxy. And I was literally sat in this seat, and the other ones were sat next to us, and I was literally like looking what they were doing. They were like flying through space. And I've got the McCain here. And they are saying just sit tight on things. Sit tight and wait, because the likes of NASA and that, they're starting to panic because they can't cover it up for much longer. But it's all going to come out. And it's all about greed and money, why they're covering it up, because they don't want them to be known that they're out there in the communication with earthlings, because they can bring in this great technology and the trade that they're doing up there. They're doing great trade. But they are remarkable. I'm seeing one of them now. I'm not a psychic artist at all, okay? So I can't even draw to what they look like. But they've got like a sort of like a sun face about them. They're very open, yeah? Extraordinary eyes, extraordinary nose, extraordinary, but very gallant and handsome. You can tell that they're not human. You can actually tell, but it's as if they've been picked from a scene from Star Trek and stuck there. And these are like very high, advanced, clever men. They are the pilots, and they're excited, and the takeover has begun. This is what I'm being given. They are going to make themselves known. They will come to Earth in time, right? They are going to bring in armies of troops onto the ground, boots on the ground, and they are going to interact with her. So 2026 and 2027 is going to be fascinating. It's not ruling out we could have disclosure into 2026. It's not ruling it out. I don't want to say for definite, but he's saying that timelines do change, but it's there. It's definitely there. Is it more individual people? Yes. But they are equipped. They're quite robust, these guys, and they can live on Earth. Not all shapeshifters are bad, okay? So I don't want to say if the reptilians are not. They're a race of a being, and it begins with the letter A, and I can't roll my R's. Somebody says anarchy. They're a race of a being, and they are the super soldiers of the galaxy. They really, really are. They are they want to help. They want to help. What else am I getting? They will blame Trump when things go wrong in the US with the economy. They will blame Trump. That's what's going to happen. That's what he's saying. But the pot is empty. There's so much gold. Do you know that they're gold mining on the moon? The gold mining on the moon. They do trade in space. It's all going on. And all these amazing fruits and vegetables, which is great for the humanoid body that they want to bring to Earth. It's all going to come out. Who's messaging us? The food chain can easily get cleaned up. What they don't want to take our foods away. They just want to take the nasties out of the food and then introduce some of their foods in, which is very, very good. So there is because these beings do eat meat as well. A lot of these beings eat a lot of different fish type of substances. There's a lot of great water whales out there what have amazing fish, and a lot of them eat these fish type of substances like food. But there's a pulp which they drink the milk from, and it's a cross between a vegetable and a fruit, and it's very good for the humanoid body. And their children don't take milk from another mammal. We're the only ones in the universe what do that, and that's what causes disease. Nobody should take milk from another mammal unless it's your own mother's milk. But yeah, there's this different types of milk from this pulp fruit, which is very, very good. So there's not just the 3 bad agencies. This is what he's saying on Earth. There's also some very bad mafia cartels out there. But they're not all bad. And Trump's the man to communicate because he's a New Yorker and he knows how to deal with these type of people. This is what I'm being given. It's a time, what a time to be alive. There will be, this is what he's given us. He's very informative. So even though he's an alien being, he's very informative because he understands this could be a reptilian type of person, but I'm not, don't freak about it. It might not be. He's got that sort of oomph about him. I don't feel he is. No, he's not. But he's got a very fighting energy about him. But he says that there's going to be a situation what's going to cause great floods. And there'll be a scare with fire in New York. There will be a scare. Terrorism can this be stopped? Yes. They have boots on the ground and they have special agencies trying to catch these people. So it's a bit like Men in Black, you know, like the film Men in Black. I know it's just fiction. So it's literally going on. You have good agencies, bad agencies. Does that make sense? So they're actually trying to catch them. As you sleep in your bed at night time, all this is going on. This is all going on. Another world that we do not know. Big news coming in with just seen the Taj Mahal there. Big news coming in with India. Don't know what that is. It's been planned for years. They're working with the government. And NASA's just trying to hide it because it's going to expose a lot. They had to block it and take it down because if you had seen the pictures, it would have shown a great big Starship Enterprise type of looking mothership, and they didn't want that out. But it's going to be too late because there's more coming in. There's more coming in. Okay. You're saying that as well, that some people on earth who are in our society aren't all people. And I've talked about this before. There is clones here, synths, if you want to call them, like copies of people who aren't real. There's quite a lot of them. Shockingly enough, there's a lot more synths than we know. Thank you. Thank you. They work on a different timing system. And they are like the real time travelers. So you've got the bad agents out there trying to cause events. They're not just MK Ultra people. They are also can trigger off events like tsunamis, things like that, storms, weather events. So they're very busy at the moment. Okay. It's fading out now. We are all the children of the sun. This is what he's saying. We all are part of God's creation, just born on a different rock. We are all the children of the sun. What a time to be alive. They're excited. They're so excited to intermingle. They've waited a long time to do this. And they will come to earth. We need to expect the unexpected. And there is certain people in high places know about these beings. Yeah. Okay. Great landslides. India. And when there's a crash in the economy, India will do very well. It's the fight of who's going to be the next leader. But I've talked about this in my gold video, which I'm going to link after this when I do my editing with me hot chocolate. I'm going to I feel that I've been shown that there'll be hubs around the world. Hubs. If anybody hasn't watched the gold videos, you need to watch it. And it's going to be the new trade bridge. But India's going to do very well. Please do not worry, my fellow American friends. where there'll be a crash. Then I see America coming in on the trade bridge and interlinking. But they will blame Trump. But you need to understand this tonight, no matter what is out there and what is being said. A lot of this also isn't happening in real time. I feel such this sadness in my heart tonight, and I can't put my finger on it. And I keep getting Charlie Kirk, and I feel so emotional. And he's saying, please leave her alone. Please leave her alone. She's on the edge. She's on the edge. She smiles and she's breaking inside. She's broken. He said it's so beautiful over there. And I've had this before with my brother. The love that we experience here on earth is minuscule of what is over there when you go back to God. It's so overwhelming. He said it, your heart bursts with the love that you feel over there. And for everybody who's in this audience tonight who's grieving, and it's going to be your first Christmas without your loved one, remember they're just a thought away. They're just in another room. They're just in another room. Are you alright, Charlie? You're the same 5 minutes before death to when you go over, and he was not ready to go over. He had the will to conquer, but he knew, like Candace Owens said, that he admitted it in a text, the text she showed, that he knew he was gonna die young. He knew that. But it doesn't change anything, you know. It's you're the same 5 minutes before when you go over. You're the same person. You just know more. You go back to source. And he does visit her. He's just unsettled. He's smiling. He said he's got the angels dizzy. He's supposed to let the angels know when he comes to check on Erika and his kids and his mum and dad. And where's Charlie gone? Go and see if he's alright. And I wouldn't be surprised that they're all finding feathers everywhere, you know. Because he's just doing his own thing. Like he did when he was on the earth plane. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful over there. He has no regrets. He just has a regret that because he was taken too soon. One of them rings that Erika wears on her hand is linked to Charlie. There's links with Charlie. That's why she's got them on her hand. This is what he's saying. You'll have to check it out. Maybe it will come out at some point. But the rings that she wears on her fingers are connected with Charlie. The hubs are about to all come together. The whole world is about to change. Watch for events left, right and centre. The 27th and the 28th will go down in history. The 8th is coming out really, really strong for Trump. And there'll be big changes in around Twitter, which is now called X. I tell you what, mind you, Musk's going to bring some shocking stuff out soon. They'll even try another virus. I would say everything's going to be chucked at us the first 4 months into 2026. But by the summer, everything will be so different. Everything will change. Everything will fall into place. Is there anything else before I flow? Just love. Absolute love and joy. This is a hymn that it's quite popular. It's quite popular in the UK for Liverpool fans. If anyone's watching, I think there is somebody from Liverpool. Let's just go to bed. We Never Walk Alone, and I'm getting that. It's coming in from Charlie, and I've got to read it because I'm not really I can't really play it because of copyright. We never walk alone, isn't it? Never walk alone. The lyrics. Liverpool fans out there will know this. This is what I'm being given. When you walk through a storm, this is coming in from this Charlie. Charlie's given me this for everybody. Hold your head up high. This is for people who are grieving and who are really feeling it at the minute. And don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of the storm is a golden sky and a sweet silver song of a lark. Now this closing this, because the lark is normally the singing lark and the June bird. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blown. Walk on with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone. When you walk through a storm, hold your head up high and don't be afraid of the dark. And at the end of the storm is a golden sky and the sweet silver song of the lark. You'll never walk alone. What I'm getting is that it's a journey that we're on earth. We're in the midst of it. We're in the eye of the storm. And like Charlie's saying, don't give up. Because there's a golden sky at the end. And we've, each and every one of us have all come here for whatever reason. But we've all come back to bring heaven to earth. To make it better. Okay? And yes, there is some individuals out there what haven't come for that. But we're not going to focus on that. We're going to focus on putting the light out there to heal everything. And the world is so magical. And before I come online, I've got this song that my cat likes. It's by Pink. And I'm going to give you that before I go as well, because I like it. Where she sings a song with her daughter. And it's, what's the song? It's Willow, our daughter, isn't it? Willow. Cover me with sunshine. My cat likes this song. Listen to the lyrics to this. It's just one of the only songs she sings with her daughter. I've been dreaming of a friendly faces. I've got so much to kill. I've got so much time to kill. Just imagine people laughing. I know someday we will. And even if it's far away, get me through the other day. Right? And then it's got cover me with sunshine, shower me with good times. Tell me that the world's been spinning since the beginning. and everything will be all right. Cover me with sunshine. From a distance, all these mountains are just some tiny hills. Wildflowers, they keep living while they just standing still. I've been missing yesterday, but what if there is a better place? And then it's cover me with sunshine again. Shower me with good times. Tell me that the world's been spinning since the beginning and everything will be all right. And I'm going to leave that for tonight, for we're all, that everything will be all right. And I hope that's helped. Oh, hiya, Moira. Got my lovely friend in here tonight. And no matter what takes place, we have to keep the vibrations up. We have to keep faith. We have to keep faith. Until the next time, I hope you have enjoyed it. Stay safe, stay calm, stay well, stay blessed. And may the force be with you all. And I'm off to make a cup of hot chocolate. Take care, guys. And I'll see you again soon. Goodbye. Now, how do I get out of here? Oh, yeah. Cover me with sunshine.